What did I just witness? Ladies and gentlemen, Tottenham Hotspurs versus Chelsea Football Club had more drama than Netflix, Apple TV, Paramount Plus combined. Woo! What a game! What a game! Oh, Lord, we have to talk about that game. We did a watch along for it just a few hours ago, and I don't think I've ever seen a game like that in the Premier League where a team plays that kind of formation and then there's that much drama and two red cards, so much, VAR. Chelsea had 20% possession, Spurs had 30% possession, VAR had 50% possession. We're going to talk about that game. We're also going to talk about another match day 11 game. I'm talking about Fulham versus Manchester United. These games, ladies and gentlemen, happened. And as we enter into the Champions League week, it's good that we reflect and take a second and be like, wow, football. The script writers today, they were working overtime. So thank you for that. That was movie-like. That was crazy. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll be back in a second. Bruno I know the result is 4 goals for Chelsea, 1 for Spurs, but something tells me, ladies and gentlemen, Ange Postecoglou.
I can see what they're doing, what he's doing. I can see it, I feel it. He's cooking.
Do you understand what Postecoglou has done? He has rebranded Spurs in just a few weeks, Spurs were playing Fosso football. I'm talking about low block, park the bus, breathe bus, smell bus, leave bus, like everything, see bus, hear bus. Like they had posters on that wall of buses and they took that down. Mourinho made them put up posters on that wall. Conte went on and put up even bigger buses right there saying, this is how you park the bus, football. That's what's been drilled and ingrained in them. And it's incredible to see how incredibly disciplined and organized they were. I was so jealous. They were playing a never been seen formation before. I'm talking about if you didn't watch this game, you missed out on some action. You missed out on some. I'm talking about this. Look at this. A 0-7-1 formation. What in the mamma mia? What are we talking about? Who's the midfielder here? Ange Ball.
Make it make sense, blood.
Come on now, look at this. When have you seen this? Even when it was about 10 minutes left, they were still playing the same way. He was asked in the interview after the game. He said, "That's who we are, mate." I was like, can somebody teach Ten Hag how to say mate? Can somebody teach eriktenhag how to say mate after every word of the sentence? Because somehow, the Premier League media has a new darling, and his name is Ange Postecoglou. I want to pose this question real quick that I saw on the Twitter trenches earlier on. That was asked by Flex. He said, "Why is Ange getting so much praise for that, though? Those tactics were naive and stupid. With 9 men, I don't get it." I read that for a second and I was like, nah. That was entertaining. And honestly, it was. It was entertaining to see, like somebody messaged me and said, they'll remain nameless, but they messaged me and said, Edge Postecoglou is who you thought Ten Hag was going to be. And I was like, we did play some attacking, nice football last season, though. But anyway, big up to you. Big up to you. I see you. I see you in the building. R10 say 50% possession, VAR man of the match. but we have to give credit to Ange Ball and say it's entertaining to watch. Even with 9 men down, I just want to say 4-1 does not tell the whole story. 4-1 tells you a very, very different perspective. It's almost like when a colonial master writes the book about how, it's sorry, I didn't mean to go that deep, but it's like one of those things where Vicario needs to get his flowers. He turned into prime Noah, prime Buffon. Guys, I never seen a goalkeeper that was reading all the dangerous passes that were breaking the lines from Chelsea like that. Like even the goals that he conceded, he made sure that it was hard tap-ins for the most part until when the game was kind of done. Like he made sure that he made sure that Chelsea worked really hard for that. Nicholas Jackson, he scored a hat trick today. Who thought we would ever see Chelsea fans doing the Sue? Ronaldo FC won today, Who thought we'll see Chelsea fans doing it was actually like a Sue. If you watch the highlights again, that game was just like Sue. The way there was the crowd celebrated was just so funny to watch. Big up to Jordan in the building. Jordan, long time no see, fam. Hope that all is good, my youth. R10 says, Ange stuck to his principles. Van Gaal would be proud. Bro, Ange, one more time, bro. I really respect that, It makes me wonder, it's like, Ten Hag, is he leaning too much into the players? Like, because there's this thing where obviously when you're a manager, you have your principles, you have your coaching philosophy, but then you have to look at what the players that you have actually can do. And you're not, right now in this match, we saw Eric Dyer struggling. It was dire for Eric. When Eric Dyer came in, he did make a couple of important blocks, but like moving forward, what does that mean? Because they don't have Romero. What does that mean moving forward? Because they don't have Van de Ven. Hamstring is going to be a big one because that injury is going to be at least, I think we're going to see Van de Ven mid-January, if anything. And by then, Spurs would have done what we all thought Spurs was going to do. Spurs was the elephant at the top of the tree this season, and now it fell.
That is a bloody joke.
Yo. By the way, shout out to Mark Goldbridge. Guy was trending today. We might talk about that too later. But I want to focus on this game and say we were treated, we ate, we feasted today, and the meal was served by VAR and the derby, the Pochettino derby, as I like to call it. I call it that because Pochettino went to his old stomping ground and he decided, all right, I'm going to leave here with the victory. And he did. Big up to Pochettino for that. He finally toppled down the elephant at the top of the tree, as I was talking about Spurs being like, someday they were had to fall, man. This whole thing of them going unbeaten, they were going to be invincible. They were about to pull off a Leicester City type of runaway with the league. And this is before Thanksgiving, and Mendem are out here, really, really stretching the lead. So Spurs, calm down. Ange It's time now. And I really feel like the honeymoon is now over for Spurs, because this was a honeymoon. Every new appointment of a new manager results in a club. That marriage has to have a honeymoon. Well, now with Ten Hag, we never really had a proper honeymoon because it started with 2 defeats. So that's why it's very difficult to judge that. Well, like that marriage that just didn't go on a honeymoon. We just, you know, you know what I mean? But with Ten Hag, I mean, with Postecoglou, you can definitely tell that this guy, right now, the players have to try and stick to those principles, and it's going to be very difficult moving forward, especially because they do not have James Maddison as well. Let me give you a little bit of perspective real quick and tell you the predicament that Spurs find themselves in right now. They definitely are going to be struggling moving forward. Today, Spurs lost James Maddison and Mickey van de Ven. Injuries, right? They'll also be without Christian Romero and Destiny Udogie for upcoming matches because of red card suspensions. They are definitely going to be. They had players that were sort of, James Maddison was the heartbeat. Imagine taking out Bruno. Well, you can say you can say Mason Mount might step up, hopefully, but anyway. But imagine taking out Kevin De Bruyne from, like the heartbeat, the person that the most important creative offensive player from the team. You're definitely going to have to make the team go through an adjusting period. Who's going to fill in that James Maddison void moving forward, So, but anyway, us rival fans, we are happy. We are happy. We're like, yes, Spurs, keep on waiting for the trophy. Keep on waiting for that trophy. It's going to be a while. It's going to be a while till Spurs win a trophy. And I feel, as I said, my point is, I feel like they're now over the hill. They're now on a downward. They're going to be on a downward spiral, at least the next couple of weeks, But we'll see if Eriktenhag can play a high line. I do not believe. I remain to be convinced to see that. Anyway, let's talk also about the fact that Chelsea, you shouldn't get flattered by the fact that you got an important 3 points, yeah, but Chelsea was struggling, Chelsea was struggling and had Eric Dyer's goal, had it counted? It was going to be actually Eric Dyer's goal. Maybe Chelsea would have had a lot of time to even respond, but the Son goal that happened, that goal would have changed everything. This moment right here, let me show you the moment that I'm talking about, where Son, this is right before, in the 92nd minute, Heung-min Son has an opportunity. And you know what happens? He lets it become a save. Look at this. This moment right here. Son, you should have buried this. He knew it. The moment he did not score this, that's when I knew that, oh, well, Chelsea is definitely winning this game. Because, he was through, Look at this moment. And it was a very, very beautiful pass from Højbjerg. And Son, man, oh, you go really rue this chance right here. Look at this. Son was through, Oh, Ange Ball nearly made it through here. Ange Ball nearly prevailed. But Poch came out with the win. big up to the real goalkeeping masterclass though has to be Vicario. That was incredible. You if you did not watch that game, you have to just definitely just give some respect to Vicario and say, man, the way this man, how he managed to say, look at the XG. Let's look at these stats real quick. All right, Chelsea scored 4 goals. Spurs had 1. 17 shots in total from Chelsea, and Spurs had 8. Chelsea had 8 of those were on target, and that XG was 4.04. Creation upon creation upon creation for Chelsea. Look at this. The attacking sequences. Look at how the threat at the beginning of the game was just Spurs pretty much until the first red card. Even after the first red card, Spurs did have a little bit of a moment where they were threatening. Look, I'm talking about this period right here. And then up until the 75th minute, Chelsea seemed to be okay in control of the game a little bit, but you have to give credit to the way they were organized. Spurs, the defensive line was just so in sync, was just beautiful to watch. And then obviously, eventually, after the 75th minute, this goal right here changed everything, because the momentum was just more or less on Spurs' side. But at the same time, as I said before, I want to warn my Chelsea friends, you Chelsea den, be careful. Do not get carried away by this result at all. A big talking point about that game is just the Christian Romero tackle. I have to address that and say, it was one of those where it felt like Christian Romero was going for Enzo Fernandez and the ball just got in the way. Christian Romero was just too animated, too angry. He wanted to. That's a career-ending tackle, that tackle that Casemiro was given a red card for last season, where he just slipped on the ball and then just grazed the other players like shin pad. That's what that tackle was made up to be, something like this, where whenever the media was talking about it, they were like, "Oh, that was horrible. That was no, this Christian Romero, he should actually even get like an extra ban. He should be told and taught that, fam, nah, that shall not be tolerated moving forward. Going for Enzo like that, and then the ball was trying to intervene between you and Enzo. That is not allowed. That is serious foul play, endangering the opponent. That's assault. Assaulting the opponent. Yeah, hey. Christian Romero, I don't know what you did. What was wrong? What was wrong with what did Enzo, your comrade, do, man? Your hermano do to you for you to do that? That's really, really bad. So anyway, at the end of the day, you can't really objectively judge the progress that Chelsea have made based on this game. So you can only be concerned and say, why did the team with 9 men feel like it played better? We saw the graph with the attacking sequences. Sure, Nicholas Jackson scored a hat trick, but it feels like he also had 20 chances. This is the oddest hat trick. I don't think that we'll ever see a hat trick like that again in the Premier League this season. And I don't think he's scoring another hat trick either. Bruh, you could have had 5 goals. Easy. The first one in the first half, he's over dribbling. The second one, in the towards the end of the game, after he's had a hat trick, he decides to send it up into the sky, into Stamford Bridge. He decided, I don't know what was up with him. Nicholas Jackson, brother, you're 007 agent again in the making. After this game was starting to count again. We will be there. Believe me, we will be there. Anyway, something also that we have to talk about also is the fact that Manchester United played the game versus Fulham, match day 11. We cannot, end the stream without talking about that. So let's be honest. After watching this Chelsea Spurs game, for me, I'm more mad at the United players because I was jealous about how this derby, the players gave the fight, every duel. The one thing that I'll say overall about our game versus Fulham was that at Manchester United versus Fulham was that we just didn't show competitive spirit in our duels. Our midfield was non-existent. So how are you expecting to move forward and win and actually be a team that actually controls the game if you don't have midfielders that want to win the ball? These guys, the Chelsea guys, even the Spurs, like, they got red cards, and you know what? Because they had that like dog in them that today, you're not winning that duel, fam. Christian Romero aside, he's the one that had a vendetta, but everybody else had this sort of serious, I'm going to war attitude that I was so jealous of as a Manchester United fan. And now when we're trying to review the Fulham game after watching this derby game, oh Lord, it's going to be harsh. This is how Manchester derby should look. Exactly, Alten. This is how derby should look. This is how Manchester United games should look. The midfield needs to fight, man. It really, really sucks when you now review. I wish I did this review earlier, not before this game, but here we go. Let's go ahead and look at how we did, right? We talked about the fact that our ground duels, we were just not interested in winning ground duels that day. Cool. Another thing is, when you look at how we did in terms of the fact that, okay, we started off with Johnny Evans, I believe. He was one of the center backs in there. We also had what's his name? Harry Maguire in there. He had the concussion at the beginning of the game. I know it's kind of, let's refresh the memory a little bit on how that game went, right? This is Manchester United versus Fulham, So as I said, the midfield was the part that for me was interesting because we had obviously McTominay, Eriksen, and Bruno Fernandes, right? And then up front it was Haaland, Garnacho, and the undroppable but stoppable Antony. All right. So we started off with the fridge getting disconnected, right? And then, he somehow passed the, sorry, I should stop saying that because my friend Joe said it's sort of like I'm trolling, but I'm actually saying it with all the respect, it started off with Maguire getting that concussion. And you never like to see a head injury. But I want to just say also, prior to that, the main thing is VAR intervening, coming up with something called a subjective offside. VAR, man. VAR. For real. That was the worst display of VAR that I've seen, in a while. Actually, for Man United in a while this season, because we've only played 11 matches and we've always had VAR intervening, marginally ruling out things through offside. It was just so ridiculous to hear that. And Harry Maguire, how is he involved? How is he this subjective offside nonsense we've never heard of, when a referee is deferred to go to the screen to go judge an offside. Somebody get me the bots in here. Get me some AIs, because we have some incompetent men working in the league that Arteta rightfully describes as a disgrace, as a cheat. It's almost like they're 007 agents themselves. We have to just say that goal chopped off the goal that McSauce would have had. McTerminator would have been able to say, I'm the Jude Bellingham of the Premier League so far. You know, name me another midfielder that's out here really, really putting it in like McTominay. You know what I mean? Like, other than maybe Rodri. For real, McTominay was denied a goal. That's my point. McTominay was denied a goal that was so subjective and so foul that I was not happy, and whatever. We move on from that moment, right? Okay, we had McTominay. He fine. If he's really going to try and call himself the Jude Bellingham of the Premier League, he has to produce another moment, because usually Jude produces. I saw some crazy acrobatic attempts from Johnny Evans, by the way. I have to say, Johnny Evans, what was he doing? When was this? Around the 20-something minute, Johnny Evans, 21st minute or so, Johnny Evans tries like a bicycle, almost like a scissor kick type of thing. I'm like, okay, if you've got that in your locker, unleash it, fam, because I never seen a Johnny Evans like that. But let me refresh your memory real quick in case you forgot what I'm talking about. Let me show you the picture. Johnny Evans. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a picture of Johnny Evans doing something that only Johnny Evans knows he can do. Johnny Evans. The ball is right there in the air, and boom. Oh, if that went in, we would have been looking at goal of the season. We would have been looking at goal of the season. Shout out to Kenny Fam TV in the building, by the way. I see you, fam. Oh. Anyway, we'll move on from the Johnny Evans incident, right? He scored that would have been nice. But alas, it didn't happen. Willian did not feel like scoring. I just want to say our first half was so dead. When you look at how this game was so buzzing, this derby, and yeah, it was a derby, but like also the energy, shout out to Kennedy, the energy that the players had, man, that's for me made me so jealous. And I say, man, United players, can you please dig a little deeper? Big up, Papi. That was a great stream last night. I'll be real. Spurs are going to fall off with the main players missing. It's all going to be downhill for the Tottenham Hotspur. And you know what? When that fall happens, my friend,
we will be there. We'll be there.
We will say,
yeah, but Tottenham, it's the history of the Tottenham.
Do you know Tottenham?
What?
Tottenham Hotspur?
Top Spur?
No.
What's that?
you never heard of them?
No?
Top Spur! Yo, it's gonna not be a fun decline to watch. But hopefully they can, like, it's gonna be the best test. It's going to be a very good test for Ange Postecoglou to see what he's made of as a manager, to see, are you going to really going to be asking Eric Dyer to play like that? Imagine Harry Maguire being told, you have to stay by the halfway line. Right now, Harry Maguire stays around here, here. This area. He doesn't really they don't, even when we're with the ball, you'll see even our versus Fulham, our rest, formation was Harry Maguire sitting there. Sometimes it's Johnny Evans behind Maguire, but they're never, ever, ever by the halfway line. That's the space for the midfielders. But the way Spurs just, there was almost like, it was so compact in the middle that it made sense, as we talked about it in the watch along, that it made sense that the only option that Chelsea could do is boot the ball over and almost play like Man United haram football. But anyway, back to Fulham. Fulham, as I said, William felt like scoring that day. If we had met Chelsea's William, he would have definitely punished us. But we met Arsenal and Fulham William right now, and on match day 11. And we were very lucky, to be honest. We were lucky. We came off unscathed in the first half. Garnacho, for me, was one of our lively players. As I'm doing this, by the way, let me just put in the grades, because I almost forgot. We have to talk about the fact that Garnacho, for me, deserves a run of games, like at least 5 games running. Ten Hag, what does Garnacho and Pellistri have to do to get that like, what? It's almost like he hates them. It's just like they're too youthful. I don't even see that mistakes. Garnacho came in and changed the dynamic. And also Pellistri is the reason why we got that goal at the end. Yeah, the flowers have to go to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Kenny trolling Spurs. I just saw that. No, but like, for real, Pellistri's work rate, the way we got the ball to Bruno, by the way, let me just show that picture, because that's the whole reason why I want to show this and highlight the fact that Pellistri is a gem that we have to just develop, and we have to give him the flowers. Bro, if he gave up, he lost the ball. If this was Antony, the way, Pellistri will try some things, he'll lose the ball, but he'll also do some things that, he'll have a work rate that's extremely commendable. Look at the moment when this is the picture that I want to share real quick with you. By the way, on the 88th minute, Fulham were also, this game could have gone either way. This look at this moment right here. 88th minute, Fulham have a free kick, edge of the box, reminiscent of Crystal Palace. Olise, you remember Olise and what he did? He scores that. Now, Fulham, luckily, we're not in the mood to score this time, and if we're going to play another team that, and we give teams like opportunities like this, I don't think we're going to really go far at all. But fortunate enough, the way that game unrolled was, they didn't score on that free kick. And the phase of play right after that is the one where we actually take the ball into the opposition third, into Fulham's box, and then Pellistri loses it. And then what happens is a Fulham defender is trying to clear the ball, and that ball hits Pellistri. And then that ricochet is the thing that changes everything, right? We're able to get the ball to Bruno Fernandes because Pellistri did not give up. Had Antony still been on the pitch, look at this. Look at the moment that I'm talking about right now. Boom, that's Pellistri on the floor. Ball is pretty much right here. I'll show it in the next frame. Pellistri is there, and this is the next frame right here. After losing the ball, he's running for it, right? He's running for it, and then look at this. Look at this picture right here. This ball pretty much hits him right, boom. That moment right there. That's the moment that changed everything because this ball stayed in Fulham's half. And we were able to keep the attack alive because of Facundo. And then Bruno does what Bruno does best. You know, Bruno also, I want to just say real quick about Bruno Fernandes, the way he created that space for himself to shoot. He's the master of using the fake shot, you know, like I'm going to try and shoot and then he'll shift it to the other side and then shoot it. Then, you know, it's like he doesn't necessarily have to do anything super skillful. I just wish it's something that Scott McTominay could adopt in his game. Something that also, who else that needs to do that? There is definitely like some players, like I've seen Garnacho sometimes. Garnacho has a little bit more in his locker, a little bit more creativity. So I wouldn't actually give him that. But Scott McTominay could benefit from just a simple move like that. Fake shot. You're creating space for yourself and then just make sure you're ready with the other foot that you're going to use, you know? So with Bruno Fernandes, it makes sense that like the Fulham players were really scared of him shooting and the edge of the box, whether it's with his left or right. You just kind of need to be ready and make sure that you're going to block it. Kenny says, well taken goal by Bruno, but he had a stinker of a performance. Let that goal not gloss over the performance that he had. You're right. You're right. Kenny says also, thank God Iwobi and William are. We have to give him that flowers, right? We were in that game because of William and Iwobi. So Fulham really just didn't want to score. Otherwise, like, we would be in the mud. All right, let's go to the grades real quick. Look at them. Look at that. All right, grades. And then performance remarks real quick. Let's do that. Boom. All right, so we're going to be quick with this. Onana. Oh, yeah. Onana for me. We won. Clean sheet, my guy. You have to get an A-. 2 important saves that kept us in the game versus Paulinho and who was it? Paulinho and William? Was it William? No, William was hitting balls outside versus Paulinho and somebody. Man, I can't even remember was it? No, it was Paulinho and Wilson. It was Wilson, if I'm not mistaken. It was Wilson. Yes. Wilson had a very good shot. And, you know, Onana was not really called much into action until the second half. Dallo for me, in that game, I really feel like he really struggles in the left back position when it's time to build up, you know. He definitely has moments. Let me see. R10 says Onana. No, Kenny says A+ for me. A+ for Onana. For you, really? It's the clean sheet. Amazing distribution. I see why. Why am I giving him an A-? Honestly, I'm just being harsh for nothing. It's an A. It's a solid A. It's a solid A. Let's give him the flowers that he deserves. He's turned a corner. You're right, Kenny. You are so right. Let's give him an A+. In case he's watching. We know that these Man United players be watching the Fern channels nowadays.
Oh my God!
Yo, okay, all right. Let's go to Johnny Evans. For me was obviously no. We're talking about Dallo real quick. Sorry. Let's go to Dallo. Diogo Dallo. As I said, the left position for me, he doesn't look very assured in the build-up phases, but you know, he got a clean sheet. We have to give him that. He denied Wilson. that was a Wilson had a clear shot, in the first half. That would have been a goal, and Dalot was there. So for me, Dalot gets a minus. We need to see more offensively, though. Denied Wilson. Amazing last stage performance. Yes, we need that. We need that again. Johnny Evans, for me, most assured defender we had that day. He definitely, I really, really rate Johnny Evans, and I feel like we should just play him until he breaks. Like, what are we saving him for? Ten Hag should just go ahead. Johnny Evans and Maguire right now are almost undroppable. They have to have a stinker, but also it's like at the same time, Fulham did not have much of a threat. That's why probably you can say also that's why Johnny Evans looked so assured. But Maguire, oh man, that was amazing. That was amazing. They tried to disconnect the fridge, but this fridge was built on solar. Keep it up, buddy. Keep it up, mate. We have to say mate. We've seen what saying mate can do. Postecoglou, somehow he's still a hero. He's not considered a naive. Yo, Kenny, imagine if Ten Hag was playing with 9 men and still had a high line like that, Like for real, what would the media say about Erik ten Hag? They'll be like, we don't want this. This is horrible. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where like, Ten Hag, just learn to say mate. That's all. So Maguire, that was great. Economic Maguire says, as R10 says, solid performance from Economic Maguire. We're going to get to Eriksen. I'm curious why Eriksen gets a C, please, R10. And imposter, Koglu. I see what you did there. Let's go ahead and also celebrate the return of Aaron Wan-Bissaka with an A. For me, the return. Spider-Man is back. I love the assurance that he brings to that right-hand side, bro. And also that amazing sliding tackle. In the middle of the park. I need to see you invert more, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Please invert more. Now, the midfield comprised of, I don't think we had Amrabat in there. We had Eriksen, McTominay, and Bruno, if the memory serves me right. So, Eriksen, McTominay, and Bruno. Let's go to Eriksen. Why is Eriksen getting a C? Let's go straight and address this. R10. Why does Eriksen get a C? You, please. I'm curious. Please just put in why that grade. That's kind of harsh. Booker T is back. Can you dig it? Oh, Kenny, you took my mind back right there. R10 says, Eriksen had no legs for me. Couldn't tackle anyone. Bro, I don't understand why he's such a liability. Like, why can't you, work a little harder, Eriksen? Defensively, you can do it, Somehow you're just like a cone. You're a real concern, For me, I feel like your role should be super sub, impact sub. When we are definitely need to control a midfield, I see why you say C+. That's when you bring in Eriksen, But right now, it's funny because he's one of those people that every time he's been called upon, he does really well. So rightfully so, by law of meritocracy, he deserves to start. But then when you start him, he doesn't show up. Paradox, Christian Eriksen.
Someone early on said, trust the process.
I don't understand the process. Christian Eriksen, why are you like this? You can do better, because last season, he was actually Christian Eriksen, Bruno, and Casemiro were an integral part of the first half of our season until Christian Eriksen was injured by that really horrible sliding tackle. But it's not like he's not capable of that. But he has this thing where he's a little bit like, I'm gonna be the Rashford in the middle. I'll use my words carefully, by the way. Be the Rashford of the middle and not track back. He needs to show some energy. Energy. He needed some energy. He's supposed to be a super sub. Moving on. R10 agrees with that opinion as well. Okay, so let's talk about Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, he got the goal. He's the captain. He was called upon, and he responded like a captain to save the team. But we cannot forget that it was a stinker. I think we already mentioned it in the earlier conversation, so I'm just going to put in that comments. It was a stink of a performance. Let not that goal gloss over, the fact that, it was a stinker performance, Bruno. So let's give you, it's wild that the player that gets the goal is going to get a B+. And other people have a A-. I don't know what grade you will give him, but I'll give him a B+ for me. All right, let's go move on to the next player and say Scott McTominay. Oh man, the Jude Bellingham of the Premier League. Fam, you get a B-. You could have scored that tap-in goal, but a VAR just was a hater. But other than that, I didn't really see you do much. You worked hard defensively. We have to give him that. We have to give him that and say, worked what's the word? Works to what's the word? When you're like compensate. There we go. Compensate for Eriksen's deficiencies. But other than that, I didn't see much of McTominay. Rashford, he was not even in the match day squad, but he was in the bus, which is another crazy situation at Man United. I have no idea how Rashford can travel all the way to Fulham from Manchester and not. Was he just carrying the kids? What was Rashford's role? Is he on detention? What's going on, eriktenhag? We got questions. All right. But bigger questions are facing this guy called Antony, who is like Mr. Wasteful.com. Go and watch Doku, man. Go and watch Doku. And you try and use your right foot. Like, how's he going to be a winger? And yeah, Arten is questioning my B- for McTominay. My B- for McTominay. That's what he's questioning. I feel like it's a B-. Like we can't say like I saw him put in a shift. He put in a shift, and we have to reward that, because Eriksen, really, I don't think Eriksen was out there to win any defensive duels, to be honest. Let me actually pull out the let's be specific with it and see how Eriksen did in the middle. Okay, so Eriksen's defensive work rate. He had 1 block, 1 clearance, 3 defensive actions, 10 recoveries, and he was dribbled past 2 times. Now, He won only one duel and lost 3. And he only won 25% of his ground duels. That is not good for a midfielder, Christian Eriksen. Winning 25% of your ground duels. Now, McTominay. Let's look at McTominay's defensive actions. 1 block, 3 clearances, 1 headed clearance, 2 interceptions, 9 defensive actions, 9 ball recoveries. 2 duels won. You won 33% of his ground duels, a little higher than Eriksen, but also not really impressive. And he committed 2 fouls, but we still have to commend the fact that he was involved defensively a lot, and also offensively, 7 passes into the final third. Horrible. 57% accurate long balls. Scott McTominay, you can do better. What about Christian Eriksen's passes into the final third? McTominay had more passes into the final third than Christian Eriksen.
Oh my God!
McTominay's passes, Eriksen had 50% accurate long balls. Jeez, these stats are not looking good the more I look at them. McTominay shines more and more over Eriksen. So anyway, we had moved on to Mr. Wasteful Antony. Antony. How many times he tried to dribble? 4 times. He only did it successful 25% of the times. Antony dos Santos. I cannot believe you are still a Man United player.
Make it make sense, blood.
Playing on the right-hand side. Make that make sense. Let's give you a performance grade of C. Straight C. Now, let's go to Rashi had a hangover, says R10. Rashi had a hangover. R10 says, that's not starting. Yeah, man. The more I look at them, I'm like, no. This is not good. Since we're actually just on the stats, I'm really curious how Haaland did. Okay? 3 touches in the opposition box. These stats are not saying at all. He also, was involved defensively a lot more. He won 50% of his duels, which is so incredible. 4 ground duels, 5 aerial duels. And he has bigger. Rasmus Haaland. No. Rasmus Haaland deserves the praise because Rasmus Haaland is the only player that can say, honestly, at Man United, that, bro, you are putting in the shift. They are just not nobody is serving. Right? Somebody earlier on said, explain this in football terms. That's Haaland right there. At Man United attackers.
Oh my God!
That R10, can you explain this picture to me in football terms? Today we saw, you could almost say also, in footballing terms, when we look at the derby today, I'd say I'm looking at Enzo Fernandez in the Chelsea midfield. Explain this picture in footballing terms. Let me write that down real quick. For real. How would you describe this? This is also Thiago Silva in that Chelsea defense. Thiago Silva is clutch. Thiago Silva is solid. That is that for me. That's how I describe that. R10. How would you describe that in footballing terms? This is diamond in the rough.
Get out of here, man.
How would you? There's other people that are watching. When you see this too, I'm curious. Hit your comment. Put your comment. Explain that picture in footballing terms. How would you say it? Especially with given the context of this game, I would say that picture also describes on-field referee versus VAR. Anyway, let's move on with the grades. Let's finish the grades. We're almost there. Haaland was here to play UFC. Says, oh Lord. Haaland was playing a different sport, says R10. All right, so for me, you know how I assess Rasmus Haaland's performance. I don't know. You may differ with this. You know, it's like, bro, if nobody is serving you, how are you gonna eat? How are we gonna just give Haaland the chances that Nicholas Jackson had today, and you'll see what Haaland will cook. He really needs support from the players that are around him. He needs to, and Ten Hag is not doing him any favors by sometimes playing Bruno on the right, by playing even Antony on the right, because we know that Antony, Mr. Cut-in, is never going to cross that weak foot. That's why for me in KG's show out 10, I was like, we need to send Antony on loan and say, bro, this is not against you. This is to develop you. We just can't, we just need to, if say Sir Jim Ratcliffe worked out, right, send Antony to Nice. Tell the coach at Nice, Antony needs to only play with his right foot. Teach him that. In the game, somebody that's going to take the time, because he's got potential. You can see that he's got the passion, he's got the work rate, but bro, I'm tired of the cut in and shoot and the ball is not on target. I won't have problems if it's not. If you aim the goalkeeper, I'll be like, maybe one of those shots, like eventually the goalkeeper will parry it and it will go into the net. But Antony, man, how are you? Is he practicing? Is he scoring these in training? Because if he is, I'd like to see the footage. R10 says, true, that is why I'm praying for Pelistri and Ahmad to come good on the right. Right? I agree with you. I'm even starting to look at Getafe highlights.
Oh my God!
And look at what you're doing, Antony. Anyway. All right. So Haaland, for me, I'm going to give Haaland a very controversial B+. Even though he didn't do much in that game, Haaland, he gets the B+ for me. And needs more service. Cell line was disconnected. How can he receive a text message if the lines are disconnected? For real. We have to find a way to get the best out of Rasmus Haaland, and that is Ten Hag's job, and he needs to show what he can do. Special shout out goes to Facundo Pelistri. The flowers go to him. Mason Mount, man, I don't know. That first touch, misplaced through ball for Garnacho. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not looking good right now, Manny Mace. And also, Martial was playing, but Martial, I don't really. He's a tough one. He's a tough one because it seems like he's an enigma. How are you staying fit all of a sudden? And you're not getting injured in training. You're not getting injured in the warm-ups. Ever since Haaland came in, don't get me wrong. I want you to stay fit. I'm not questioning you to say don't be fit. But at the same time, bro, pack your bags. Time to learn Arabic, buddy.
Get right here, man.
Can somebody from Saudi Arabia come out? Etifak, Steven Gerrard, somebody come pick up Anthony Martial. Look at Sadio Mane having a great time with Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, when Martial plays with us, like the ball still sticks though. You still see, like, I gotta compliment the fact that him and Haaland have some hold-up play that obviously, you know, Haaland still needs to improve it a little bit more. But Martial, his skill, you know, it's there. And in this game versus Fulham, he did have a moment where I'm like, you know, that acrobatic volley that went wide immediately right after he came on, you know. He could have also impacted the game, but just like we mentioned, Johnny Evans's acrobatic, you know, attempt in the first half. So for me, Martial, I need to see more from you, Fab, moving forward. We're playing Copenhagen next, and then Luton Town. It's been a while, bro. We're in match day 11. Anthony Martial has not given us a proper Martial cooking, and we are starving. Come on. We'll know, like last season, whenever, you know, he came in for the cameos, he could come in, you know, the rare moments when Anthony Martial was fit, he would come in and you'd be like, oh, Lord, who is this player? Can we please put him in bubble wrap and let him cook, let him do his thing? But right now, I don't see this Martial anymore. I don't see the one where we want to let him cook. I'm always like, what is he cooking? Revive your form, man. Please, Anthony Martial. Somebody breathe some life into Anthony Martial. I want to see a goal, a Martial masterclass. What about when we play the December games, especially? If he's saving his goals for December, I'm going to be happy, because guess what? Manchester United has a very, very packed December. I want to just end the stream just looking ahead at being like, okay, we said Copenhagen is coming, Luton Town is coming, and then Everton at Goodison Park. That is going to be tough at the end of November. Once we finish with Galatasaray, it's going to be Newcastle, Chelsea.
Oh my God!
And they might have Nkunku back by then. Not might, they definitely will, actually. We have Bayern. We have Liverpool. Oh, and West Ham, when they have a guy called Kudus. It's not looking good the further you look forward. But also, hopefully, we're going to have our more injury returns, injury boosts in our squad, and we can go in with a little bit more confidence. R10 says, with all seriousness, we have a gem in Haaland. Let's serve him. What a way to end the stream on that very, 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 very poignant remark. Bro, we have to find a way to maximize and get the best out of Rasmus Haaland. We have a Scandinavian that is probably even better than the other one. But because the system is not in place, imagine now if Haaland was walking into Pep's team and they didn't get Haaland. Say, what if, right? Ronaldo never came to us. We got Haaland, and then Haaland now goes to mancity. Craziness. We have a gem. Martial needs Sancho for the intricate play, says Arten. Bro, what a theory right there. Yeah, Sancho, there's something that's missing. You know, the intricate plays that Martial and Pogba could do, Sancho comes closest to that little 1-2 link-up type of plays. But, you know, yeah, you may be onto something about that's how you get the best out of Martial. But it's time for him to also shine, bro. That's the point that I'm trying to drive home tonight about Martial. It's like he needs to find his form. And I don't get this whole thing of accepting your role as just being an impact sub. Bro, Haaland just got here. You've been here. Claim the spot. Say, Haaland, you have to work for this. You get the last 30 minutes and I get the 60. Where is that kind of competition? Look at what Grealish and Jeremy Doku are doing to each other. Pep Guardiola said this, R10, after Jeremy Doku got 4 assists and a goal. He was like, yes, I want Jack Grealish to be mad. Because the same way, because you know what happened, right? When the Manchester derby happened, Jack Grealish played, and Doku had still been actually in good form in previous games. It's like Jack Grealish was sitting there watching Jeremy Doku cooking on the sideline, and then come to Old Trafford. Jack Grealish has his start, and then he has a good performance. And then Jeremy Doku says, "Oh, that's what you're gonna do? You're gonna have a good performance? Hold my beer." And Jeremy Doku goes to cook. We need that kind of back and forth for a position at Man United. Doku is benching Grealish, says Kenny. I agree with you, bro. Like, yeah, even Pep knows about that one. Pep definitely knows about that one. He's like, I cannot deny Jeremy Doku a start. It's like you feel the excitement in the air anytime he gets the ball, and he's so dynamic. He's word on the street is even tight spaces are afraid of Jeremy Doku. This man moves in the intricacies like he is Jeremy Intricacy Doku. Intricacies is his middle name, Yo. Crazy. By the way, let's take a quick moment, and then from there we'll end the stream after. I just want to do a quick little drink of water, and then we'll just look a little bit at the stuff that's happening around, because I want to just talk about a few things that I've been just noticing around the Twitter streets, the Twitter X streets, the footballing threads, and the Instas and the Twitter spaces. Let's talk about it for a second before we end the stream. Football Power Hour! So, you'd be interested to know, by the way, if you're just tuning in, that if you are a FIFA fan, the FIFA game shut down forever on November 6th. On Monday, November 6th, 2023. It was a sad day for anybody all those people that used to really, really be, big fans of FIFA. From FIFA 18 to FIFA 21, all those servers are shut down. I know we have EAFC right now, which is not very different, but there are some people that are like legacy type of people that like to play, the old FIFA because they mastered like a certain like move, or they just like the gameplay or whatever, because at the end of the day, let's be honest, the FIFA graphics don't really change that much. They do change a little bit. It's like iPhone, it's like they just kind of just tweak a few things, and then the next thing comes up. The next one, the FIFA 19 comes up, FIFA 20 comes up. So all FIFA really has been doing is more updating the squads and being like, oh, let's see which player was transferred. What did Fabrizio say? Or which player went to which squad? That type of thing. And so anyway, so the main thing was a sad day for FIFA and hardcore FIFA fans that really, really loved the old FIFA 18, 19, 20, and 21, because them days are gone, and they gone. The era has ended. It's the end of an era for FIFA. And he says, FIFA got shut down. At least no one is going to break the controllers. It is a funny time. Yeah, man. It is, yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, we've been knowing though about the EA have been slowly moving away from the FIFA franchise, after what, 30 years or so, and now, so now that gonna exist in different in different forms, and anyway, it was announced that in February, it was announced that the online servers for FIFA 16-17 would be turned off on Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PC. And it's just like a new frontier now. It's EA FC days. We are moving on. That is the update on that one. This is the section of the show where I like to call this one the Say What? You would be interested also to know, by the way, that the United stand was trending today. Yes, the United stand was trending because Marcus Rashford responded. He responded to the United stand, the biggest Man United fan channel in the world, Mark Goldbridge. He's the owner of that channel, and I think it's almost reaching 2 million, pretty much the pioneer of this YouTube thing. But the main thing is for me, I find it really, really odd when a player responding to a YouTube, to a fan conversation. Sometimes for me, it's funny because maybe I need to rethink the YouTube space or how I thought about it. I thought it was just like a fan forum, therapy space. But you know what? I think the players too need therapy. And sometimes they go on these things a lot more than we think. And today we got the evidence. Marcus Rashford tweeted, "Stop saying malicious things." Something along that nature. He tweeted that at the United States. And now this was in response to like a thumbnail that a show that Faz actually was doing. Faz, we've had Faz here in this channel before. Faz is the homie. He's been very polarizing figure, but to me he's been so nice. And I it's one of those things where, like, when you actually listen to the show and you look at what the thumbnail was, you're like, hold on, there's just like a misrepresentation of things here. And, he doesn't do the thumbnails. And it was just like a crazy, crazy, crazy uproar on the Twitter X streets today. Because, I was out there like, what the fuck they say fuck me for? And like there's that 50 Cent clip where he's like, well, how am I involved in this crossfire? When it's like, Marcus Rashford versus Mark Goldbridge. And it's really not really Mark Goldbridge too. It's the people that work for Mark Goldbridge that do the thumbnails. Let's be honest. And like, there's an underground channel. Nobody's really going to watch this. But the thing is, you can almost say sometimes the thumbnails are a little bit like, whoa, is that true? And then, you actually get to the content, you're like, oh yeah. By the way, I'm criticizing the Mark Goldbridge thumbnail team, and I'm really horrible at thumbnails. I'm out here talking nonsense, but it's funny because actually some people have been messaging me actually, saying, hey, I'm a graphic designer. I like your content. Let me know, if you want to collaborate on your thumbnail. And I'm like, well, if my thumbnail is so bad that you clicked on it, then in KG's words,
Make it make sense, blood.
I'm too wrong right now. Anyway, this is not about me. This is more about what was happening today in the Twitter X streets. Yeah, it was a really, really wild exchange that, I was just so surprised by the fact. For me, the main thing that I want to focus on is the fact that should a player really be, getting into online combats with our fans? Should they be watching what they're saying on these streets? Like that. There's that image of Marcus Rashford when he he's lying on the floor like this after a game that we lost. That might have been after the derby. No, it was definitely after the derby. And now I'm like, what was he like? Covering his face for? Was it one of those things where he's like, oh, what are they gonna say on Instagram? What are they gonna say? They're gonna crucify me on TikTok. Oh, it's one of those things now. I'm starting to sort of just have a little bit of a moment of pondering, being like, I didn't know you cared so much, about what they're saying about you online. At the end of the day, if you put in the work on the pitch, bro, nobody's gonna say shit. Nobody's gonna question you. And yeah, that's what he needs to respond with. We missed this, man. When was the last time we saw this? But also, Marcus Rashford, keep going for them outlets. Keep going for them journalists. Jim White is next. Martin Keown is next. Marcus Rashford, you should even go for that guy. What's his name? Lurkhurst. Go, sure, Marcus, go for it. I like it when the shots are being fired. For real, today, by the way, Marcus Rashford. Shots fired! Shots fired! At the United stand. And I don't know. I don't know if the United stands responded to Marcus's shots. Let's see what Kenny also said. But sadly, I won't be seeing KG be playing FIFA. KG. Let's not talk about KG and FIFA. Did KG finally figure out how to the game got discontinued, and he thankfully does not have to say it. Mark Goldbridge FIFA stream is hella funny, says Kenny. Yeah, I actually enjoy. Yeah, I enjoy the FIFA streams as well, and I feel like moving forward, Mark Goldbridge has to make sure that he acts like a real owner and not a glazer like with these people that he's employed in the thumbnail department. They looking like the Manchester United recruitment department. They looking like 007 agents with them thumbnails. They have to be more responsible with them titles and the thumbnails. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Anyway, Saeed TV is so awful in FIFA. I beat him in FIFA a few weeks. Oh, really? Damn, Kenny. Now, Professor's a donut. What a flip-flop fan. Well, that's your opinion, Kenny. Really? I didn't know you'll be cooking like that in FIFA. At least Sancho won't be playing. You better cook Sancho on FIFA too. If you out here shooting shots at everyone on FIFA, bro, you should play Sancho. Yo, big up to you, by the way, Kenny. Big up to R10. Big up to you, other people that were watching also that did not comment on this stream. I did not mean for this stream to be this long. R10 says, do you have a screen grab of the thumbnail in question? Yes, I do, actually. I do. I'm meant to share some of this stuff that we're talking about, but because I was just like, the stream is too long, let me go ahead and bring out the thumbnail in question and say, Mark Goldbridge, something has to be done about this thumbnail. Moving forward, you have to fire the thumbnail guys. He has to find a way to make up for it, because we can't keep having this. I'm subscribed to the United Stand, and I will stay subscribed. And I just want to just say, this was almost questionable. Here we go. The show was called Rashford Future in Doubt? ? What next? Boom. Wait, was this? Let me just verify one more time if this was the one. Yes, it was the one. Yes, what next? That is exactly the thumbnail in question, ladies and gentlemen. Was this irresponsible? Or was Marcus like should like when you actually listen to the show, Faz actually just goes on a there's the conspiracy theory that I was talking about what is Rashford really injured? We know that did he injure himself doing the stanky leg? Why did Rashford get injured? But apparently the word on the street is he was injured in training, and we have to trust that. And but the main point is like he just gives his opinion about the whole situation, and he goes on to liken it to a little bit of the Varane absences in the starting lineup and so forth. But it's just like his opinion. But the main thing is like the thumbnail is like Rashford future, is it a doubt? Question mark. Yeah. Wow. That is what we gonna say about that. Says R10. Yo, hopefully we can get Faz in here and be like, yo, bro, can you clear up the how did you get involved in this crossfire? You know what I mean? I'd like to hear his perspective of the story. Chelsea Den in the building says, big up football power hour. Smash the like button. Guys, we beat the Tottenham Hotspurs. You beat 9 Tottenham Hotspurs, Chelsea Den. I said it at the beginning of the stream. Don't get too carried away now. But I also got to say, the watch an entertaining game. Thank you for that entertainment. And thank you for pulling up to the stream. It was a real pleasure to have you on, have Shay on, and everybody that pulled up. It was so great. And R10, yo, what a great time. Big up to you guys. Don't forget, one more time, this channel is nothing without you and your viewership and you hitting the like button. So I truly appreciate that. Chelsea Den is sleeping well. Chelsea Den won't sleep tonight. He's definitely going to be partying all night. Actually, all week. He's still awake, I know. Oh, shout out to Luen for pulling up while the stream is ending. I'm saying hello, you're saying goodbye. Hello, goodbye. Chelsea Den says, anyway, I thought come say goodnight. It's 3:33, bro. Gotta be up for 6 p.m. for work, and you have not gone to bed, Chelsea Den. You're a cheat. You're a disgrace. Look at yourself. You need to be up early, fam. Stop celebrating too much. Yo, what a great show tonight. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much, R10. We see how many United... Chelsea Den celebrate. If the league was if the league table was arranged by goal difference, Chelsea Den, then you can talk to me right now. Get out of here, man. Thank you though for beating Tottenham Hotspur. That was really great. I have to talk about. Oh, Kenny, you're right. We're going to talk about Champions League real quick. We're going to do, obviously, a proper preview tomorrow. But I'm excited. Tomorrow, there is some Champions League games, and we are going to be doing a watch-along. You have to make sure. Let's see. Tomorrow, Man United is not playing, but the group of death is playing. I'm talking about Dortmund versus Newcastle. First, oh, Lord, we have to watch that game. And then there's Milan versus PSG. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God.
Can we cancel the week? All of work has to be canceled because there is no way we're going to miss that. Milan PSG is also a big game. Oh, Barcelona is playing Shakhtar. That should be an easy win for Barcelona. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Group of death tomorrow. You know, even if you hit the like button, even if you don't, we will be there. So
We will be there. We will be there.
oh, Man City on Sunday. Oh man, it's just a beautiful week of football. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Yo, Chelsea then. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Keddy. Shout out to Luan. We out of here. One more time. Don't forget to smash the like button. Have a very, very good night.